two. Just one.
She looks sadder than a hog in a dried-up mud hole. Maybe help's on the way.
What you mean?
Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs is supposed to be coming to town.
Well, let's tell Granny. Well, that'll cheer her right up.
Now, wait, I gotta hear from them first. It ain't just for certain he's coming.
I sure hope they do. Well, she's even got my critters all gloomed up. I wanna go home.
Yeah, they's taking it pretty near as hard as Jethro.
Where's he?
He's in the kitchen trying to womp up some victuals. 2 days without Granny's cooking has got that poor boy climbing the walls.
No more to roam where friends is so dear and the air is so clear. Don't wanna stay here. I wanna go home.
It sounds great, fellas. You want me to put that call through to the Clampetts now?
Yeah, we're about through rehearsing.
Okay.
You know, Lester, if we hurry, we might get up there in time for some of Granny's biscuits and red-eyed gravy.
Yeah. Come to think of it, Earl, I've had enough rehearsing.
Me too, Lester. Me too.
Hello?
Hello? Is this the Clampett residence?
Yes, it is.
I'm calling for Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs.
Well, I'm sorry, they ain't here. Hello?
This is the stage manager at the Oak Room.
Yes, sir?
Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs are here.
Oh, I'm glad to know that. There was a fellow looking for him. Thank you. Hello?
Are you the only one there?
Yes, sir, and I'm trying to cook biscuits and red-eyed gravy, so if you don't mind...
Don't hang up.
Hey, are you the fella that's calling for Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs?
Yeah, that's me.
Well, you can find them at the Oak Room.
I'm sorry, fellas. I keep calling the Clampetts and some goof keeps answering. Jethro. He must be the cook.
Jethro?
Well, he said he was making biscuits and red-eye gravy.
Come to think of it, Earl, I could use some more rehearsal.
Me too, Lester. Me too.
Fixing to shoot at?
That dad-blasted biscuit.
Take it easy, Jethro.
Uncle Jed, if I don't get me some home-cooked victuals, I'm gonna drop down dead right here in front of your eyes.
That Clampett speaking. Oh, howdy, Miss Jane.
Ask her, can she cook?
I heard that. Tell Jethro I can cook it. I'll be right over and prove it.
Well, yeah, maybe it would be best if you just come on over.
Hot dog! Hey, Miss Jane, this is Jethro. Please, hurry, quick. I need you desperate. Bye.
He needs me. At last, the dear boy realizes we were meant for one another. I'm here, Jethro.
Oh, Miss Jane, I've never been so glad to see anybody in my whole life.
Jethro, you impetuous Romeo, put me down. This is all so sudden.
No, it ain't. I couldn't sleep last night for thinking about it.
Are you serious?
I sure am. I ain't hardly ate in 2 days.
I feel like Guinevere. Do you feel like Lancelot?
I don't know what that is.
Lancelot and Guinevere, they're like Tristan and Isolde, Heloise and Abelard.
I'm sure they're real good, but let's start with biscuits and red-eyed gravy.
Granny? Miss Jane has taken over your kitchen.
Yes, I want your recipe for biscuit and red-eye gravy.
Look out.
I'm lonesome and
That is the first time I've ever known Granny to give away a cooking secret.
Oh, I'm afraid it's still a secret. Listen to this recipe for biscuits. Into 1 whole heap of flour, stir 2 middling amounts of buttermilk, add a smidgen of... I don't understand.
Well, them's mountain measurements. A smidgen is just a teensy little bit, just like that. 3 smidgens makes 1 pinch. 4 pinches equals 1 little bit. 4 little bits equals 1 middling amount. 3 middling amounts equals 1 right smart, and it takes 5 right smarts to make a whole heap.
Hey, Uncle Jed, guess who's here? I give you 3 guesses.
Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs.
How'd you get it so quick?
Oh, I kind of got the hint from them 2 fellas standing behind you.
How are you, boys?
Good to see you, Jed.
Just dandy. How are you?
Oh, twixt grass and hay. Boys, you met Miss Hathaway?
Oh, sure have. Good to see you again, ma'am.
Howdy, Miss Hathaway.
How do you do?
Miss Jane, if you ain't never heard Lester and Earl, you got a real treat coming.
Mr. Clampett, I am a dedicated aficionado of these plectrum Paganinis. An amazing recorded repertoire, which I am fortunate enough to possess, is a veritable musical encyclopedia of our ethnic heritage. And I never cease to marvel at the coruscating polyphonic textures produced by their artistry and virtuosity.
Like I say, if you ain't never heard them, you got a real treat coming.
Yes. Well, if you gentlemen will excuse me, I must get to my biscuit making.
Hey, let me watch. Mine come out a little crisp.
Say, Jed, what happened to Granny?
Hope she ain't sick.
Just homesick, Earl, but your music is just the medicine she needs.
Lead us to her, then.
We'll do our plectrum picking best.
Granny, my critters and me got together a band to play you some cheerful music.
I don't want to hear no cheerful music played by no critters.
Oh, come on now, Granny. Look how anxious they is. See? They're all ready to commence playing. I didn't mean to commence playing now. They can do better than that if I get them started together. Granny, but you didn't hear Cousin Bessie play the banjo yet. Well, she's the best one.
I ain't listening to no playing no banjo.
You ready, boy?
Let me get my fingers warmed up just a little.
When you learn to play a whole number, come back. Critter musicians. hairy little show-off.
Granny, wouldn't you like to see who was making that music?
I've seen him, especially that little goomer with the banjo.
Now, wait, boys. Granny didn't mean that. She ain't herself. Why don't you try Little Girl in Tennessee? That's one of her favorites.
Are you game, Dr. Flat?
Lead off, Dr. Scruggs. Oh, the little girl of mine, Tennessee, I know she's waiting there for me.
Now, don't tell me that. Lester Flat and Earl Scruggs.
Hello, Granny.
Howdy, Granny.
Well, come in, but don't quit saying and singing.
Lead off. Oh, long, long time ago when I left my home down in the hills of Tennessee, left the sweetest little girl that was ever in this world. Down in the hills of Tennessee. Oh, the little girl of mine in Tennessee, I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll sit down in that country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee. She begged me not to go. You'll be sorry, dear, I know, for the way that you are treating me. So I rambled all around, and nothing could be found to take the place of her in Tennessee. Oh, the little girl of mine in Tennessee, I know she's waiting there for me. Someday I'll sit down in that little country town with that little girl of mine in Tennessee.
Please, Miss Jane, hurry with my biscuits and red-eyed gravy.
Patience, dear boy. It's difficult enough to follow Granny's recipes without heckling.
Miss Jane, I never seen nothing so pretty in all my life. It smells so good, too.
Now, Jethro, you must learn to control your emotions when I'm busy at the stove. See, I shall be cooking for you all the time.
You will?
Of course, 3 meals a day.
I ain't cutting down to 3 meals a day. No, ma'am. Not me, no.
Well, the way to a man's heart. Oh, the biscuits are ready.
I'll get them.
Jethro, this is woman's work. Now, you sit down, I shall serve you the food, and we'll discuss our future.
Our what?
Well, there are plans to be made, dear boy. For example, when should we have the nuptials?
Let's have them with the biscuits and red-eyed gravy.
She'll be coming round now when she comes. She'll be coming round now. She'll be coming round now. She'll be coming round now when she comes. We'll be having red-eyed gravy when she comes.
Lord, Lord.
We'll be having red-eyed gravy when she comes.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll be having red-eyed gravy. We'll be having red-eyed gravy. We'll be having red-eyed gravy when she comes.
By doggies, if you three don't go together like pone, side meat, and sorghum.
Granny, how does it feel to be playing with Lester Flat and Earl Scruggs?
Oh, it ain't bad. I've played with worse.
Say, Jed, could we step outside for a minute?
Well, sure, Lester. We'll be right back.
Ellie, honey, run up to the house and fetches a jug. A body's throat gets a little dry singing harmony. Right, Earl?
Right, Granny.
What do you think, Jed?
I got to admit, I never seen Granny happier than when she was singing and playing with you and Earl.
Well, that'd be a real favor to us, and I think the folks would enjoy seeing her sitting up there on the stage in her rocking chair, playing her auto harp and singing, and we could give her a solo with a spotlight on her.
Lester, I reckon that'd be just about the high spot of her life.
Well, let's ask her then.
We got one problem, named Jethro. If Granny goes off traveling with you and Earl, that boy's gonna hungry up and skinny to death.
Well, ain't Miss Hathaway cooking for him?
Forgot about that. Hey, things might work out just fine.
Oh, I'm a failure. I'm a failure. My biscuits are terrible. Please don't cry, Miss Jane. Your biscuits are better than mine. Leastwise, they softer. And your gravy smells just scrumptious. The gravy's good? Well, I bet you it would be if I could get it out of the bowl. Well, it sure did set up fast.
Jethro, you gotta drive me to town right away.
Yes, ma'am. But first, you gotta fix me some biscuits and red-eyed gravy.
I ain't got time for that. I'm going on the stage.
To where?
I'm going on the show business stage with Lester and Earl. I'm gonna play the auto harp and I'm gonna sing. And I got a lot of things to do before that.
Finally learned how to play this thing, you know? Watch.
Now go fetch the truck.
Well, I'm too weak to drive. Blowing one note on that thing's made me dizzy.
I'll drive you, Granny. That's one talent I do have.
Fine, come on.
Where's Granny going?
She's going into town. Now I ain't got nobody to make me biscuits and red-eyed gravy.
Now, calm down, boy.
Jethro, you happen to be looking at one of the finest biscuit bakers in the state of Tennessee.
You?
No, Earl here.
What's the matter with these?
Them's the best biscuits I ever ate in my whole life.
How many did you put away, boy?
Oh, it's about a dozen, wasn't it, Earl?
Only 11. But there was extra big pans.
Sure do think it.
Oh, it's their pleasure, Jed, but I thought you said Jethro was a light eater.
He is. He commences eating the minute it gets light.
Gentlemen.
Oh, Miss Hathaway, did you bring Granny back?
No, I left her at the beauty shop.
Beauty shop.
She said she'd meet you later at the club.
Boys, you worked a regular miracle. Granny wouldn't go near a beauty shop before this.
We better be moving along, Lester.
Yeah, you're all invited to the show. We'll save you a table right down front.
We'll be there.
Indeed we will.
Oh, thank you, Fred. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been a little bit worried about our special surprise guest, but Fred tells me that she's here and she's ready. Earl, tell the folks a little bit about her.
Well, folks, she's a little granny woman from way back yonder in the hills. And she plays an auto harp pretty near as old as she is.
Yeah, and she's going to do authentic folk songs just like they've been done for hundreds of years.
Now, here she is. Her first time in front of an audience, Little Granny.
Yeah, yeah, miserable too. Yeah, yeah, one thing to do. Oh, yeah, wanna go home. Home to the hills. Yeah, yeah, rocks and the reels. Yeah, yeah, folks can hide stills. Oh, yeah, wanna go home. Wanna go home. Wanna go home. able to make my spring tonic. And just because you can't find medical supplies in Beverly Hills.
But don't blame me, Granny. I took you to every drugstore in town.
Don't call them places drugstores.
Granny's right, Jethro. Put the truck away.
Yeah, but the sign on the front said drugstore.
I don't care what it says. I say they's not drugstores. They is what-not shops.
Granny's right, Jethro. Put the truck away.
You can buy automobile tires, bed springs, chocolate sodies, but just let a doctor walk in like I done and ask for a simple healing drug, like bullnettle root and wahoo bark, and they look at you like you were some kind of a nut.
Granny's right, Jethro. Put the truck away.
Well, maybe they don't sell bull metal root or wahoo bark.
Then don't call them drugstores.
Granny's right, Jethro. Put the truck away.
But the sign on the front said drugstore.
Jethro, put the truck away.
Granny, look what come from Aunt Pearl while you was at the drugstore.
I didn't get took to no drugstore. I got took to a what-not shop.
What's a what-not shop?
That's what Jethro calls a drugstore. You can buy step ladders and garden hoses and cheeseburgers.
Open the box, Granny.
But when a doctor like me walks in and tries to buy a few life-saving drugs, then you find out it ain't no drugstore.
But the sign out front said drugstore.
Jethro, put the truck away.
I don't care what the sign says.
Open the box, Granny.
If you can't believe a sign, what can you believe?
What I believe.
Look here, Granny.
Aunt Pearl sent you everything you need for your tonic.
I wouldn't have had to take you to the drugstore.
Take me where?
He means a what-not shop. Now, let's all get together and help Granny make her spring tonic. Jethro, you go out and light a big fire under the kettle.
But you told me to put the truck away.
Well, now I'm telling you to make a fire. Get going.
Put the truck away, Jethro. Light a fire, Jethro. I just got 2 hands. I'm only human. And it ain't a what-not shop neither. It's a drugstore.
Chief, guess who is here to see you?
Oh.
A member of international royalty. Her ladyship, the Countess Maria de Beauchamp Constantine Smythe Breckenridge de Cordoba Halgelcher Kosobianca von Holstein.
No.
Yes.
Well, lock the vault and tell her I'm not in. Look, I've run into these international freeloaders before. The longer the name, the shorter the bank account.
But, Chief,
Give me a name like Ford, Getty, Morgan, Clampett.
the Countess is worth $100 million.
Give me a name like Maria de Beauchamp, Constantine.
Why am I being kept waiting?
Oh, 1,000 pardons, your ladyship.
100 million pardons, your Imperial Highness.
I'm a countess, not a queen. That is a hand, not an ear of corn.
Oh, forgive me, your Royal Majesty.
How may we be of service to your ladyship?
Well, actually, the purpose of my visit here is to see the Clampetts again.
Say, that's right. You became quite good friends of my Clampett.
Just a year ago this time.
Oh, yes, spring tonic time. That's what brought me back, really. You know, I was in Paris attending a party for the prince when I suddenly realized it was time for Granny to start brewing her magic elixir. So I just hopped in a jet without even stopping to change.
The Clampetts will be delighted to see you.
Oh, how are they?
Richer than ever.
I believe the Countess meant, are they happy? Are they content?
I just answered that. Richer than ever.
Oh, speaking of money, Mr. Drysdale, I'll be needing some. Now, would you please arrange to transfer $1 million or so from one of my Swiss accounts into your bank here?
Oh, yes, your gracious Majesty.
Don't stop nibbling on me. Now, I believe I have one of my cars in storage here, but until I can arrange for a chauffeur, I shall need transportation.
Oh, my faithful and expensive secretary is yours to command.
It would be my pleasure, your ladyship.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you. You know, I'm absolutely helpless without a chauffeur.
Oh, speaking of chauffeurs, how is Humphrey?
Who?
The rather elderly gentleman who was driving you last year?
Yes, after some of Granny's tonic, you married him?
Oh, of course, Dad Humphrey. Oh, dear, sweet man. I lost him soon after the wedding.
Oh?
What a pity.
Yes, we were given a huge wedding reception, and I lost him in the crowd.
You never found him?
No, and I stayed until the last guest had gone. Well, here's the information you'll need on my Swiss bank. Now, let's run along, my dear. We have lots of shopping to do. You know, speaking of Humphrey, I miss him terribly. He was such an excellent chauffeur.
I'll tell the Clampets to be expecting you.
Oh, yes, thank you. I do hope Mr. Clampett hasn't changed. He was so different. Such a vital, stimulating man.
He still is. Richer than ever.
Found a dandy bunch of bottles for you.
Good. Where'd you get him?
At the drugstore.
Where?
At the whatnot shop.
That's better. Now, you and Ellie take him into the pantry and wash him out good with my lye soap.
Come on, Jethro.
But, Granny, these bottles is what you call sterilized.
Don't you worry. My lye soap will kill anything.
Granny.
Wash the bottles, boy.
But, Uncle Jed.
Wash the bottles.
May I come in?
Why, you bet you can.
Howdy, Mr. Drysdale.
You're just in time to have some of Granny's spring tonic.
That's right.
Ah, yes. The magic elixir that has brought Her Highness all the way from Paris.
What? That brought who? From where?
The Countess von Holstein, you remember her.
Oh, yeah, that's that pretty woman with all the jewels and the big car that took such a liking to your tonic.
You mean took such a liking to you? Made a big fuss over Jed.
I know. Oh, that was just a tonic talking. Besides, she's a married woman.
Not anymore. And she's coming to see you.
Me?
Here you are, Mr. Drysdale. I cut it some for you.
Thank you. Well, here's to the Countess von Holstein.
Yep, Granny, I think you got a good stout batch. Granny, I reckon you better cut that tonic a little more for city folks.
Uncle Jed?
I finally got Mr. Drysdale home, but he was hiring a hawk.
Uncle Jed?
He grabbed his wife and kissed her like to scare that poor woman to death.
Uncle Jed?
What is it, Jethro?
When you marry up with the Countess, are you going to live in a castle with a moat and a drawbridge, and a tower and a dungeon, and knights in iron suits fighting with swords and lances and rescuing damsels in distress?
Hold it. You said I was gonna marry him.
You know that tonic has
clever, I see.
All she needs is a maw to straighten her out.
Howdy, Your Royal Countessship. Hey, you got a castle?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, I have.
Can I be one of your knights?
No, you can't.
Can!
Can't.
Now stop, Black. You ought to be ashamed of yourself in front of company.
All she needs is a maw. It's a tonic.
Granny, that tonic ain't ready.
I have a suggestion, Your Ladyship. Jethro here is an excellent driver. We could take this opportunity to get your car out of storage.
Oh, would you, Jethro?
You bet he would, ma'am. Go to the Countess, boy. I hope you come back and take victuals with us. You too, Miss Jean.
Oh, I'd be delighted.
Another time for me.
I'll fix you something special, Countess.
Oh, you don't have to do that.
Oh, yes, I do. Now, you hurry back.
What you gonna fix, Granny?
My courtship special. Turnip greens and tonic gravy. Where'd that come from?
It sounded like the kitchen.
Uh-oh. Mr. Drysdale snuck back for another snort. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Get Mr. Drysdale home all right, Jed?
Yep, but it was hard as braiding a mule's tail in fly time.
I suspect he was a mite over-tonicked.
I reckon he was. He grabbed his wife and went to hugging and kissing again. I was halfway home and she come running after me, yelling and screaming.
Scared of him?
No, she just wanted to give me this for a refill.
Good stout batch this year, Jed. I put in a little extra angelica root and heart leaf.
Hey, you just want to be sure the Countess don't get a hold of none.
Jed, that Countess didn't fly no 6,000 miles for my gravy. I mean my time. That woman is looking for a husband. Now, you get upstairs and mow that stubble off your face and put on some decent clothes.
Granny, the Countess may be looking for a husband, but it ain't me.
What are you talking about? Why, the minute she caught sight of you, she commenced grinning like a fox eating yellow jackets.
Forget it.
How about Humphrey? He was twice your age and she married him.
Only because she was tonic to the eyeball.
Well, she wasn't.
I don't want to hear no more about it. I know how fond you are of matchmaking, but this time you're toting water with a leaky bucket.
Jed, you have heard my last words on the subject.
Good.
I give up. I quit.
Thank you.
But, just let me say this. A beautiful peach like the Countess ain't gonna hang on the tree forever. And if she gets picked, don't you come crying to me, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you.
I tried to talk cold turkey to you, but I can see it's gonna take hot gravy.
What does that mean?
Never mind. Just remember what I told you.
Before or after your last word?
How'd I do, Miss Countess? Was I all right?
Well, your style of driving isn't as conservative as Humphrey's, but all in all, I think you'll make an excellent chauffeur.
Does that mean I can drive you around all the time you're in town?
Oh, I see no reason why not, if your Uncle Jed approves.
Yeehaw! Let's go tell him.
Oh, restrain yourself. We will not tell your Uncle Jed. We shall ask him. And perhaps I'd better do the talking.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, boy, I hope he says yes. Sure would love driving that car around and wearing a fancy uniform.
Oh, that reminds me, we'll have to get you a chauffeur's license.
Hot dog! This is pretty near as good as Beale and Knight.
Just one more thing, Jed, and that will be my last word.
Uncle Jed? Hey, Uncle Jed, the Countess has got something to ask you. Hey, come on in, Countess. She's right here.
Maybe she's gonna propose to you.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, I'm sure that you and Granny remember Humphrey.
Yes, ma'am, we sure do.
We heard you lost him.
Well, yes, I did. And I didn't realize until I came here how very much I need someone to take his place.
Keep talking, Marie.
Well, I think I found that someone.
Here it comes.
course, the final decision will be up to Mr. Clampett.
Get ready, kid.
As far as I'm concerned, Jethro is perfect.
Miss Countess, you're a fine woman, and I'm proud you asked me, but... Who?
Jethro!
Me, Uncle Jed. Hey, please say yes. I just love that fancy car, the Countess's, and I can go everywhere with her. And wear a fancy uniform.
Oh, there's more to it than that.
I know we got to get a license first.
That's just the beginning. Supposing you and the Countess don't get along together.
Well, heck, fire. I'll just up and quit.
Boy, you are green enough to stick in the ground and grow.
Marie, ain't this kind of sudden?
Oh, well, I guess it is, Granny, but I had to find someone quickly. I'm only going to be here a short time.
Uncle Jed says it's all right to go ahead and get the uniform and the license, but then we got to come right back here and talk it over some more. Come on, Countess.
Just one thing before you go, ma'am. Was this your ideas or Jethro?
Well, he was the first to mention it, but I must confess I've been thinking the very same thing. Well, we'll hurry back. I still haven't had any of that tonic.
Good thing. They'd have done been hitched in honeymoon.
Kid, don't say I didn't warn you. The peach has done been picked.
It ain't the peach I'm worried about. It's the picker.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to do me a little peach poaching.
Well, now that's more like it. One look at you, Jed, and she'll leave Jethro by the side of the road.
I just hope I can bring it off without hurting the boy. He's counting big on that castle and all.
You can do it, Jed. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, but there ain't no way to do it that the cat's going to like it.
I know I promised that you could pick out your own uniform, but this is a little ostentatious.
You'll like it even better when you see the hat. How's this?
I must admit, it's even more ostentatious.
Thank you. Let's go show Uncle Jed.
Sure you don't need a little help, Jed?
Oh, I reckon not, Granny.
Hey, look what the Countess got for me to wear. How about this, Uncle Jed?
Well, that's real grand, boy.
It is better than that. It is ostentatious. Wait till Lily sees it. She'll turn green.
Oh, Granny, I see you have some tonic. Is it ready now?
Is it, Jed?
It is. Give her a double. And then, could you and me have a little talk alone in the parlor?
I'd be delighted. Thank you.
Oh, that's Marie's car. I found my bride at last.
Steady, Humphrey, steady. Your long search is over.
I never lost hope. I knew she'd come back here where we fell in love. Last year, in tonic time.
Miss Jane, who's this?
You remember Humphrey?
Humphrey? We thought he was dead. Are you sure he ain't?
Just weary. He's been searching for his bride ever since they became separated at the wedding reception.
I accidentally locked myself in the wine cellar.
Hero soldier, this will bring it out. She has the bar and proposed
mention. Granny'll feed you.
No, Chick. We need some lettuce to feed the kitty.
Well, Granny's got all kinds of victuals.
What'd she say, Shell?
Vittles, man. That's like tacos and pizza and burgers. Well, mount up, cats. We gotta fly. Dig you later, Chick. If we don't find gold by noon, the landlord's gonna cool our action.
Well, y'all come back now. Bye. Howdy.
Where are we going, Shell?
We are going to the bank and cop a plea with old Milburn Tightfingers. Man, we gotta save the Parthenon West.
You're dreaming. Drysdale will shoot us down in flames.
Especially if he knows you're in on this gig.
Yes, Shell, you bug that banker man.
Cool it, cats. He'll never know it's me. Assume launch position. Blast off!
I declare, Granny, the hunting in these Beverly Hills is getting sorrier every day. Me and Duke went as far back in the brush as you could go. The only thing we flushed out was a couple of real estate agents.
I'll tell you something you can do. You can flush Jethro out of his room.
Ain't he down yet?
No, he ain't. Ever since the Countess gave him that fancy uniform, he ain't been worth his salt. Spends all of his time preening and strutting like a ruffled rooster.
Good morning, Granny. Good morning, Uncle Jed.
Dogged if he don't look like a 4th of July parade all by himself.
Thank you.
Ain't you done preening?
Please, Granny, you're breathing on my metal.
I'll go and breathe on him if you don't get busy with your chores.
But, Granny, you don't do chores wearing a uniform like this.
Then take it off, because you're going to do something. I want the windows washed, killed, and split, and my turnip patch spaded up.
But, Uncle Jed, that kind of work is for vassals and churls. I'm a dragoon. Well, with a uniform like this, I can get me a high-paying job.
Doing what?
Strutting around in front of some store or something. Give the place some class.
Seems like it'd be worth a try. Be ashamed to let all this go to waste.
Morning, Miss Hathaway.
Good morning, Chief.
What's going on? Who's in my office?
A delegation of tenants from the Parthenon West.
The what?
That's the coffee house they've opened in that basement they rent from the bank.
You mean those beatniks? I told you I wanted them out of that building. It never should have been rented to them in the first place.
But, Chief...
Never mind, I'll handle it myself.
Cool it, group, cool it. It's our kind and generous landlord.
Hey, Mr. Moneybags, we got a favor to ask you.
Yeah, will you lower our rent?
Get out of my office, you creeps! Get out of my bank! Get out of my basement! And get out of my life!
Well, what do you say, man? Yes or no? He's thinking it over, cats.
The answer is no! No, 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 no!
Don't stop, man. That's a crazy beat.
No, no! All right, if you won't leave, I'll have you thrown out. Miss Hathaway! Miss Hathaway!
Yes, Chief.
Throw them out.
And wait, we got another favor to ask. If you won't cut the rent, how about giving us a few extra days to raise it?
I just raised it. It's double.
Did you hear that? Hey, Snow White, where are you hiding the other dwarfs? All you got here is Grumpy.
Call the police!
Time to split, Horace. Old man Tightfingers is going to whistle up the fuzz.
How could it happen? How could this dignified bank allow one of its buildings to become infested with those bearded termites?
Well, as I remember, Chief, the man who rented it to them said they had excellent references. Cash.
Well, just give me the idiot's name. I'll have his job.
You've got it.
What?
It was you.
Even so, this mistake must not go unpunished.
But, Chief...
No, 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 no. What's fair for one is fair for all. Starting today, everybody's lunch hour will be cut to 30 minutes.
It's all right, Duke. That's Jethro. What'd you do, boy? Get a job?
No, I didn't.
Heck fire, Uncle Jed. I thought Beverly Hills was supposed to have class. I've been to some of the best stores in town, and you ought to see the way they treated me.
No offers at all?
Well, it was this fella that stopped me on the street and offered me a job. But I ain't climbing up to no windows, holding no tin cup or no organ grinder. To go polish my medals.
I think I'd stay out of the house a mite yet. Your granny ain't got over your last trip through. Put the truck away.
Boy, they call this a land opportunity. That's a laugh. Look at me. Educated up to here, and where does it get me? Can't be a dragoon. You can't be a double-knot spy. I can't be a brain surgeon. Too tall to be an astronaut. Too young to be president. What is they left?
Put the truck away. We'll think of something.
Kool-Aid, group! Let's talk to the Clampett chick. Big Daddy is back from the hunt. Here, Wiggy. You keep the phone money. Now, you cats hold off the banker man while I go shake the money tree.
Hey, Shelley, why don't you get this Clampett cat to put some muscle on the banker man? Yeah, you say he keeps all his bread in the banker's box.
Big Daddy don't muscle anybody. Big Daddy is Mr. Good. Besides, Drysdale is his neighbor, as in love thy. Finds out we got trouble with the banker man, he'll close the bread line.
Granny, Mr. Epps is here. You got his victuals ready?
Everything he asked for. Couple of loaves of bread, some greens, and I throwed in some side meat and grits like Jed told me to.
Did you put in something to feed his kitty?
Yeah, but pussycats don't like lettuce, so I put in a nice big fish.
Look who's here to see us, Granny.
Well, Mr. Epps.
Granny Chickie, lay some skin on me.
Jed and Ellie told me what you was needing. There it is.
A whole basketful. Oh, bless you.
Come on over and sit down and visit us, Bill.
Oh, thanks, Phil, but I got to get that basket of bread back to the Parthenon West.
What's that?
That's what Mr. Epps calls his coffee house.
An oasis in the intellectual desert. Cool, crazy, way out.
Couldn't you find nothing in town?
It is in town. Parthenon West is the local forum of the far out. Temple of wisdom and culture for the seekers of truth. A treasury of art and beauty. A subterranean Taj Mahal.
No, sound like just the kind of a classy place Jethro'd like to work.
Jethro? Oh, you mean that big, strong cat, a Super Clyde.
I recollect you called him Clyde, but his real name is Jethro. And I'd appreciate it if you'd let him hang around your place.
Big Daddy, your slightest wish is engraved on my fern. You have Clyde fall by. And now, dear hearts, I must take my leave. May the saxophone of life blow you nothing but cool notes. Oh, you are fighting poverty. Please accept the eternal gratitude of... What is Charlie Tuna doing in my bread basket?
That's to feed your kitty. They don't like lettuce.
The rest of the victuals is for you.
We put in everything you told Ellie you needed. Greens, lettuce, bread.
Oh. I can see my State of the Union message got a bad translation. The kind of victuals we need is like a money pizza. You know, a cash burger. Those little green pictures of presidents.
Is this what you mean?
Glorioski, it's the mother lode.
Where did you young hoodlums get this money? Rolled some drunk?
Now, don't lose your cool, Pinchpenny. We are paying guests.
Yeah, talk nice, or we may split to a pat on Peel Street.
Huh?
I believe he means they might move to the Sunset Strip.
Oh, good. The sooner the better.
Man, is that gratitude after the way we have improved your property?
Improved it?
Man, look around. Why, just the presence of the great Horace gives this place class. Like all these priceless murals and frescoes. We've turned this deserted mine shaft into a Pacific Coast Guggenheim.
Well, in all fairness, Chief, the basement was unrentable.
Yes, and now the whole building's unrentable.
That ought to take care of it. Why don't you, like, split back to your counting house?
Scat! Does he sleep all the time?
Chick, Horace ain't sleeping. He's thinking.
Thinking?
You don't talk much. But when he speaks, every word is a gem of wisdom.
Could you get him to say something now?
You don't get Horace to say something. When he's ready, he just sort of comes on.
Shadoway.
Disturb Horace.
Horace Schmorris, let's get out of this storm drain. You haven't won yet, you Skid Row trainees. I'll get you out of here by having to flood the place. Or call in an exterminator. Or a dog catcher.
Gee, what a nice man. I bet he sleeps in a little green box.
And takes crouch lessons at night.
Get him, cats. Remember, we were Tap City. But now we're like Paid-Upsville. Let there be music and merriment.
We're raided.
Drysdale was sent in the Royal Canadian Mounted Fuzz.
Courage, cats. It may only be Nelson Eddy. Now look, cats, I'm laying it on you straight. Big Clyde is part of the package deal.
You're kidding. I think he's kind of cute.
Yeah, and just like Big Daddy, he has got a heart of gold.
Then how come he wears that jumbo switchblade?
I don't know, it's part of his gig. He thinks he's something called a dragoon.
What kind of goon?
Cool it.
I think he's kind of cute.
All he wants to do is walk up and down out front and say howdy to the cats.
Say what? Howdy. That's like aloha?
This place will be like Emptiesville with the student prince out front.
Yeah, what if he starts loose with the Indian love call or something?
I dig that Clyde is Mr. Cube. All he needs are new threads and a little cool.
I think he's kind of cute.
Squirrel, he's your project. Round off the corners and get him on the beat. Game?
Like ready, Freddie. I knew it. He's starting to rumble. Dang it, Wiggy. He's just Clyde Clumsy.
I'm awfully sorry. Clyde, Squirrel. Squirrel, Clyde.
Howdy, Clyde.
Howdy, ma'am. But my name's Jethro.
Sit down, Clyde. You're going to cool school.
Hey, these are crazy wheels, Clyde. That last bump, I thought Horace was going to come up with something.
I won't be a minute. I just want to go and show Uncle Jed and Granny my new clothes.
Freds, Clyde, Freds.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. Boy, will they be surprised when they see me.
Like they'll flip when they dig you.
Yes, ma'am. If y'all want, you can come in the house.
Make the scene in the pad.
Yes, ma'am. I'll get it right.
Oh, boy. Is that cat out to lunch?
How can you go ape over him? He is the square root cube.
Look at me. I am what you call cool.
Well, no wonder. Where's your clothes?
These is my clothes. I mean my new strings.
String?
Or is that threads? Yeah, that's it. Anyway, there's a gas.
What happened to your uniform?
Oh, I split that gig.
You ain't making no sense.
That's 'cause you don't dig the pad. But I'm a square 'cause I'm going to cool school.
Cool school?
Yeah. And my teacher's a real pretty ape, and she has gone chick over me. Where are we going?
I'm putting you to bed.
Sis, I can go to cool school, learn to dance, and be a jerk like Jethro.
Oh, no, chick. You dance the jerk. Jethro is... You might have something there.
I'm going to tell her she can't do everything I do, Big Daddy.
He ain't your big daddy, he's my big daddy.
He's my Big Daddy, too.
Hey, neither.
There's two.
Cool it. He is the big daddy of us all.
What are you doing, Granny?
What you seen, chick?
I'm putting the three of them to bed.
Cool it. I mean, hold it, Granny. Maybe it'd be a good notion to let Ellie go to that cool school. Then she could tell us what these other two is talking about.
Oh, you are tuned in, Big Daddy. We will have this chick and this Clyde so far out, you'll have to track them by radar.
I still say put the three of them to bed.
Oh, let us go, Paul. I mean, Big Daddy.
It won't hurt the young'uns, Granny. Let's let him go.
Yeah, chick, you're digging great. You will graduate with honors.
You know something, Squirrel? I'm going kind of chick over you, too.
Oh, Clyde, I'm gonna have to keep you after school.
Square.
I'll teach that bunch of weirdos not to fool with me. In exactly 4½ minutes, all power to that basement will be turned off, and the Parthenon West will be as dark as the Parthenon East.
Gee, what a nice man.
No lights, no jukebox, no espresso machine, no nothing.
Chief, that is hardly fair. They paid their rent even though you doubled it.
Yes, I wonder where they got the money.
Well, I understand they found a sponsor, someone they call Big Daddy.
Well, Big Daddy's show is just about to be canceled.
Hey, pull it, group. It's Big Daddy and Little Granny. Away with the wires.
Oh,
Why'd you do that? From what we've seen of the place, it's right nice.
We didn't do it.
Somebody's killed the juice to our hot wires.
there goes the Parthenon West.
Yeah, nobody wants to see these ruins by moonlight.
You mean you're closing up?
What else?
Without music and lights, we're like Finishville.
Well, maybe Granny and me could help you.
How can they be open?
I don't know, but it certainly sounds like they are.
Come on, we'll see about this.
Hey, it's Snow White and Grumpy. And you're just in time. Big Daddy and his crazy combo are ready to play the next set.
You have music?
And lights, all through the courtesy of Big Daddy. Eyeball that bandstand.
That's Big Daddy.
In the cool play.
Well, don't stand there, Miss Hathaway. Let's Charleston.
You know Charleston these days, you jerk.
I certainly am. So let's Charleston.
Horace just said something.
Ain't that a gas? We've been waiting 3 weeks and we missed it.